I am Sir Alfred Marquez, and I will be your science teacher today. Today, we will discuss the lesson about pollination. But before that, let's have a recap about our last lesson. Let's label the parts of a flower. Let's start with the female. The female part is known as the pistil. What are the parts of a pistil? We have stigma, style, ovary, and ovule. Now let's proceed with the male part of the flower. It is known as the stamen. The stamen consists of two parts. We have anther and the filament. Now, the most attractive and colorful part of the flower, we have the petal. The leaf-like structure below is known as the sepal. And lastly, the flower stalk is known as the pedicel. At the end of the lesson, you must be able to answer the following questions. Number 1, what is pollination? And the second one is, what are the types of pollination? Reproductive parts of plants are important, especially in terms of producing new plants. Plants depend on pollination or the transfer of pollen containing the male gamete from the anther to the stigma of a flower in order to produce seeds that are indispensable in continuing plant reproduction. Also, pollinated flowers produce structures called fruits that provide cover and protection for the seeds and aid in dispersal. Reproduction is very important to plants. One of the ways of how they reproduce is through sexual reproduction. With this, they can produce seeds that contain the baby plant, and it is enclosed in a structure called fruit, or the ripened ovary. So what is pollination? Pollination is a transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. Pollination is the other term for plant fertilization. So, ibang tawag sa fertilization sa plants ay pollination. Na ililipat yung mga pollen na merong sperm mula sa anther papunta sa stigma ng mga female na parts ng flower. What are the types of pollination? This diagram shows self-pollination. Self-pollination refers to the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower or a different flower that belongs to the same plant. So, in diagram A, makita nyo naman yung pollen ng isang bulaklak na pupunta sa kanya mismo o sa sarili niyang stigma. Pero sa diagram B, yung pollen ng flower A na ililipat sa stigma ng flower B. Ibig sabihin, nagkakapalitan sila ng pollen dahil sila ay nasa iisa lamang na halaman. This diagram shows cross-pollination. Cross-pollination refers to the transfer of pollen grains from the anther of a flower of a plant to the stigma of a flower of another plant of the same kind. Dito sa cross-pollination, yung dalawang bulaklak mula sa magkaibang halaman ay nagkakaroon ng pagkapalitan ng mga pollen. Ibig sabihin, ang mga bulaklak na involved dito ay nasa magkaibang halaman, pero kailangan sila ay magkapareho ng uri. Again, the two types of pollination are self-pollination and cross-pollination. In diagram A and B ay parehong self-pollination. Ibig sabihin, ang mga pollen ay naililipat patungo sa mismong bulaklak o patungo sa kabilang bulaklak dahil sila ay nasa iisang halaman. Pero sa cross-pollination, yung mga pollen ng isang bulaklak ay naililipat sa kabilang bulaklak na nasa kabilang halaman. Ibig sabihin, kailangan sila ay magkauri upang sila ay magkaroon ng pagkapalitan ng pollen. Now, let's talk about the agents of pollination. These are the factors that aid the pollination process. Let's start with abiotic factors or agents of pollination. These are non-living things that can aid the pollination process. We have the wind, and the second one is the water. So these two factors can carry pollen from the anther to the stigma of a flower. Now, let's talk about the biotic factors or the living factors that can contribute or aid the pollination process. We have the insects, the most common agents of pollination, like bees and butterflies, and we also have the birds and the bats. Meaning to say, some animals can contribute in the pollination process. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.